Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going over the demo of Wolf of Shopify, the built-in demo that they have shown for us. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let's see what it offers. Maybe it's going to create some inspiration for the future designs that we're going to look at. So I went over to Wolf of Shopify and clicked on their alpha Wolf page, and the demo button is right here. So you can take a look at some screenshots that they have, or you could just click on this button that says Access Demo, and it will come up with a little pop-up that says Use Passcode 1 Alpha. So let's go ahead and log in. I've already done it here. It's basically like a Shopify page that's locked, and it says enter the passcode to enter. And I typed it in, and I was able to enter. So first thing we see here is a newsletter, which is great, but I'm going to select do not show pop-up anymore. Let's get rid of that. Let's take a look now at the theme. So we have a logo here. We have a heading, or excuse me, a navigation menu. And the navigation menu does have little tags. I like these little tags from a conversion standpoint because they can show or they can bring interest to a new product or something, a new category that you're adding to your store, or something that you want to essentially bring interest upon for your store, which is a good idea. So if somebody's looking at your store and they just look through the pages and things like that, if they see something that says hot here or new, they're going to be more incentivized, I guess you can say, to click on it. And as we're looking at the store here, you could see slowly and gradually there's these little pop-ups that show up here. And these pop-ups are what we were trying to look at yesterday, but obviously my little icon was in the way. It was getting in the way, but these are pop-ups that show that, and you can edit the text. It says someone purchased, and then you have the product. So since these pop-ups are coming, in a few minutes, let's go ahead and click on one of those pop-ups, but let's just keep taking a look at what we see here on the home page without scrolling down. So everything above the fold. And when a UX designer or UI designer says above the fold, basically what it means is when you type a website in, right, and you hit enter, anything that shows on the top of the website without scrolling whatsoever is above the fold. Now that's important because it's supposed to bring attention to what's important to the store. So when you have a banner here that's above the fold, that banner is supposed to serve a purpose. It's not just supposed to be there because that's what every website does. In fact, some websites would be better without banners, right? And I'm not saying that they're doing a bad job here. I'm just saying in general that banners are supposed to serve a purpose. And the biggest problem I see, or one of the biggest problems that, if there was a top 10, this would sure be in the top 10, is that people typically just use banners as just real estate on their website. They don't really use it for a conversion tactic. So you want to use it to maybe bring a discount to somebody's eyes, or let them know about a brand new product that you're offering, or something like that, where the message would be important to the consumer. So let's go ahead and keep reading. It says shop our new collection, swimwear collection, shop now. And then we have here another slider banner with basically the same thing, just in a different photo. And I think the demo probably did this, and this is my guess, but just to showcase how the banner switch looks here. So there's like an arrow slider, but it has a mini image of the image next to it, right? And so you can click back and forth, and I think that's pretty cool. Here we have a cart, right? So if I click on it, my shopping cart is empty. We have currency select here. Now, I think I tried the currency select. I don't think it works, but I know for a fact it works on the actual theme. So when you're using it to edit your store, I know it works for a fact. Here is a search. So you could type in products to search, which I think is pretty cool. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and wait for this little pop-up so we can click on a product page and take a look at our product page here. So let me just make sure I'm in 100% zoom here. So we have a product page, and you could see here that we have on the right here a product. The information of the product is sticky, which basically means that it's not moving. And on the left, we have images that are moving, right? So that's a cool little feature that's added. Here we have the ability to zoom. We can zoom in on products. We can, move the image up and down. We can zoom out also, and we can flip between images, right? So that looks really, really good too. If I'm a consumer that wants to see maybe like how the seam is, for example, on a certain area of the product, like for example right here, I can always zoom in and get a better look, and then I can zoom out. But also notice I can play through a slideshow. I can get an even bigger view here. I can see it in a grid format, right? Or I could just hit X here. Let me just get out of here. So, and I could share. So you guys could see the different settings there. Now, something that I will say based on my prior knowledge for using the actual theme thus far is you could change these settings. You could change how the image view is. You could set it up in a thumbnail kind of way where it's not all on top of each other, right? You could set it up in many different ways, and you guys will see this in the future when we actually edit. But this is the demo that they provide. So here we have a hurry stock countdown timer. I think it's very cool. I think it's a cool benefit to have. Obviously, not every store needs it, and you got to be logical and consumer idealistic to understand your personal consumer base. Figure out if this will help your conversions or not. And some people might have to do some testing. Some people won't. They'll already know. But this is a really cool feature to have. Here we have we can choose between variations of the product, so small, medium, large, extra large. We have an add to cart button here. And if we keep scrolling, we have an area we can place our trust badges. So I always say this to everybody is that if you're designing a website that doesn't look trustworthy, there's no point of putting trust badges. In fact, it's not going to help you. But in this case, the website does look professional. It doesn't look clean, right? And that's the most important thing is a lot of the times in order for a website to be relevant to a consumer after paying for an ad or gaining traffic from SEO is that it has to look professional. And adding these trust badges, depending on what trusts you're offering, whether it be a 30-day guarantee or 100% satisfaction guarantee or whatever you're offering, really, it matters and it makes a difference. And people will read it, and depending on what they're seeing, they'll make a purchasing decision. Here we have some more text. Right, so we have some more text, but this is description text, and we can clearly see here it's not like the other theme where you can format your own kind of text and set it up in your own kind of way, which is pretty cool. And notice as we're scrolling, after we have passed the add to cart button, right, at this moment here, we have the ability to add the product to the cart still, even viewing other information. And this is one of the features that I really, really like. I think, and I could be wrong, but you have to enable this feature yourself on the theme within the theme settings. And we'll take a look at it, like I said, in the future when we do edit the stores and things like that. But basically what this does, if somebody's reading the description, they can easily just go over, hit the add to cart button, and have a more seamless approach to adding the product to the cart, as opposed to scrolling all the way up, hitting the add to cart button. And some people's descriptions are not this short. Some people's descriptions have a lot more information in them. So this helps out. So now we have a product in our cart. Okay. So here we have an additional information section, shipping and returns, size chart, and reviews. So nobody wrote a review, but we could write a review. Here's some products, right? So notice how the products stand out here is that you can hover your mouse over, and this is the layout of the product design. So we can hit this little magnifying glass button, and this is what we refer to as a quick view. And the quick view gives us a view of the product with some information on the description and allow us to add the product to the cart right then and there. Okay, so you could see here what we're seeing, and this is a slider, right? And we can drag and drop also, so drag the slider manually. Now with our cart, let's go ahead and take a look. Whenever we add a product to the cart, the cart will slide open by itself, which is a little nice, handy little feature, which does incentivize immediate checkout. And so when you have a checkout like this is what's referred to as a one-click checkout. We've spoken about this, and I personally, in my businesses, have seen one-click checkouts definitely improve the conversion rate. So, for example, if I'm getting, let's say, $1,000 a month from a store, I'll get about 15% more just from a feature like that. So by the end of the month, it will be 1,150 roughly, just 15% more in terms of sales, just because of that one feature, where it takes them straight to the checkout page. And this is where they are prompted to enter their information, right, for the checkout. So that's a huge benefit right there. Notice also as I'm clicking back or front or anything like that, it has pretty decent speed. So pretty fast. There's no, in terms of speed, you got nothing to worry about. Here we have the ability to enter our email. And by the way, guys, for the layouts that you're seeing here, for example, the layout here or the layout here, the theme, as we saw yesterday, has many, many, many different sections, many different things that you can edit, and it has many different pre-built layouts, which we didn't even take a look at. Let's go ahead and just search for a product right here. So let's type in leggings, right? And let's see what happens. So as we type in leggings, we have some products that come up, and like I said, notice how fast the product page is, or just essentially how the products are presented. So we can easily click on one of these products, and as we can see, everything here is interchangeable. The colors are interchangeable, all that kind of stuff. So let's go back to our home page here. And so once again, back at this banner, let's just go ahead and scroll down. So the first thing we see is this is what I call a product cabinet. I believe they called it a product tabbed carousel. And the reason why I call it cabinets is because it's simply like a cabinet where you can, kind of open through the different little drawers and figure out what you want to get. But here, there's a title for the products or the collections, I guess you can say, and then you have the different collections. So you have leggings, right? You have a leggings collection here. You have a bras collection, right? You have a swimwear collection. And notice how also the products are presented in a way where once the mouse hovers over, then it shows the add to cart and this little magnifying glass, which is a quick view, right? So overall, very, very clean. Next thing we see is a browse all products button. So if we click browse all products, it will take us to the homepage collection of all the different products, right? I want to call your attention real quick to this section where it says sold out. So this is a product, you can see an example of a product that's sold out, which has a built-in sold out button. So you can't click on it. And the reason why this is important is because there are a lot of premium themes out there that are $350 plus that don't have a sold out feature. So if a product goes out of stock, it will continue to sell it. And that's just how the theme is built. So this is what you could see. These are the premium small little features that get into a theme that make your life easier at the end of the day. All right. And there are some themes that don't have that don't have those benefits, which is okay, but it is what it is. Here we have a grid, or we can switch to a collection view. So I like this view and I like this view. They're both very, very good views, but having them both interchangeable is huge for a consumer base. When the difference between, by the way, this list view and this grid view is that when you have a list view, and I've spoken about this before if you've watched my earlier tutorials a few months back, is that this list view gives more attention to each product individually. Okay? So for example, if you know that a product sells more, you would want to go to your collections and manually sort them to have the one that sells the most in that order be up here, okay? And the reason why that is because that's going to catch attention faster. Remember that your main goal is getting conversions, okay? After we get conversions, then we can focus on average order value. But conversions is the very first thing we need to focus on when building a store, other than traffic, of course, and that's a given. Here we have some categories of products. Here we have some text followed by more text. Here we have an image that shows like some kind of sale or some kind of discount. Basically what this is used for is this incentivization feature. So as an example, if you're a store, you can use this little block right here to move more product in a certain collection or a certain category. So, for example, if you have like a clearance section, you could add a little clearance section. People can click on it, and it will take them to that link. So in this case, it was a link to this product. So that's something to be aware of. Like if you have more stock in a certain product, you could do that. Here's a nice little feature as you're looking through the collections. There's this little box here that shows the recent products. And the reason why this is a good feature or an important feature is because there are a lot of people who are semi-window shoppers. And when I say semi-window shoppers, I mean, they're window shopping, but sometimes they are interested in purchasing, they're just not sure. And so if they go through your product pages, right, without actually viewing the collection, then once they decide that they want to see all the products because they have general interest, what this shows right here is that this will give them a recency bias. So it will help remind them of the products that they were interested in previously. And what that does is, amongst a whole bunch of other products, it will essentially highlight and show what products were important to them. And their opinion might change, and that's fine. But when you're seeing a whole bunch of products, sometimes your opinion gets a little skewed. It gets a little bit harder to choose. So for example, if I gave you 15 different Shopify themes to choose from, sometimes you might have analysis paralysis. You might say, well, what theme do I choose? I don't know what to pick. And that's essentially what sometimes customers have when they're looking through your stores. And this is why I tell you guys, you don't need to have 60, 70, 100, 500 products on your store. It's because people have analysis paralysis. They don't need that many options, right? They just need things that look good and are attractive. Here we have a next page for more products that we could, take a look at here. So fairly short collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these categories here that we can click on. We have leggings, bras, things like that. Something I am aware of is that it's very seamless. It's very clean. It's very organized. All these different categories. We have social media here. I'm sure that there is like a contact us page and things like that. They clearly didn't include it, at least from my opinion, in the demo, which is not a problem. So let's just go ahead and continue looking here. Here is one of those focus collections where we have an image followed by a product here. So giving attention to a certain product with some marketing. So the marketing on the left should be the image, and the marketing on the right should be, it shouldn't even be marketing. It should be a call to action, which in this case it is. It says add to cart, right? Here, as we scroll down, we have four different, I guess you could say, split banner, or two different split banners, or four, you could say four quarterized banners. So they all share a 25% width, right? And we know this because we saw yesterday's tutorial, and we had the ability to do the same. You could make one of these banners 50%. You could do a whole bunch of different stuff, and it's really a masonry type configuration. And all of these are clickable, right? So it'll take you to the actual product. So notice what the girl is wearing here. If you click on it, she's wearing the same thing here. So you could do that too. You could do a whole bunch of different settings, and there's little, call to actions, 30% off, 20%. So that's a good little benefit there. Here, you can also shop by category. So you have different categories here. So you have leggings, bras, crop hoodies. So if I click on crop hoodies, there it is, right? So a whole bunch of different stuff going on there. Here we have some testimonials or some comments or whatever you want to call that you can add to your store. And here we have trending collections. And is this a slider? Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. So this is a slider, and that's how it probably looks originally. And here, the products, if you click on this little plus sign, it will then take you to the actual button, which looks a little bit different now. And now we're exposed to the actual collection pages, which is intriguing, to say the least. So let's go ahead and continue here. So once again, we have the slider feature. If we click, I'm assuming it's going to take us to the same place. And finally, we have the blog posts. And I'm sure they didn't set up blog posts yet, so there's nothing there that we can click on, but it is a blog post section. So that's all. That's my analysis for this demo. Overall, it's a very well-built store. I'm personally excited to start editing with this theme publicly. As you guys know, I have some stores that I already installed the theme on and things like that. But I have stores in the back end, but obviously we want to do some work here publicly for the YouTube channel, create some guidance, some tutorials. I will be coming out with a design course for this store. I also have the cognitive biases course. It's already out. Link will be in the description. And that's all I gotta say. All right, this is the Alpha Wolf theme. For those who don't know, it's from Wolf of Shopify. Alpha Wolf. It's right there. If you guys want to grab it, go ahead and grab it. I'll talk to you guys later, and see you soon. All right, peace.